Good afternoon. This is Deb Amlin for the New York Times. Welcome to today's live solve of the crossword puzzle. It's Thursday, December 15th, 2016, and today's puzzle is by constructor Jacob Stulberg, edited by Will Shorts, and we have a fun one today. Do people start caroling early? It's only December 15th, but we're going to be singing along with the puzzle today and with Mr. Stulberg. I'm going to start by putting in a couple of things that were easy for me. I call them gimmies. Let's see, 13 across Mrs. Alexander Hamilton. That's Eliza, if you've seen Hamilton. What else? Let's see. What else? Join me. Oh, sorry about that. Join me in the comments if. Nope. Again. Let's see. Let's see how I can. Oh, there we go. We're on a different machine today. Hey, thanks. I'm starting to see some answers coming in. Christopher Reese says 9 across is Steffi Graf. Let's take a look at that. 9 across, only tennis player to have won each Grand Slam event at least 4 times. Well, it's 4 letters, so I'm going to put in Graf. I don't follow tennis, but I'm going to assume that's right. Let's see. Kathy Lewis Schnabel says photo for 16 across. Let's take a look. Bombing as a joke. Well, no, I don't know how that would be equivalent to photo, but it's a good guess. So if you put your guesses in there and it turns out not to be right, don't get discouraged. I make a lot of mistakes myself, and I think that the only way to do this is to do it over and over until you get better. Lauren Tate says 42 across is Jim's. Let's take a look at that. Slim Jims, that's a fill in the blank, and yes, that would be Slim Jims, the snack sticks. Lourdes Cano says 52 is Omar. We're going to skip, I see we're skipping around today. Actor Epps, certainly Omar Epps, and thank you for that. Craig Burgess says he doesn't do anything till after coffee. Wow, you must be on the West Coast, Mr. Burgess. Leah Booth thinks 19 across is MRI. Let's take a look. Doc's image, e.g. That's a tricky one. You know, we have a question mark there, and the question mark at the end of the clue tells you, or tells us rather, that the clue is not really what it seems to be. There's some wordplay going on here. So Doc's image, 3 letters, we want something that's like Doc's image, and it may not be the kind of Doc you're thinking of. So we're going to do that. Hi, Tom Fayer. I see you there in the comments. Ellen Sadronsky-Friedman says 9 down is grappa. Let's take a look and see what that one is. Fragrant Italian brandy. Yep, sounds like that to me. I once heard someone describe grappa as tasting like kerosene, but I don't agree. I happen to like it. Let's see. Harshmal says 22 across is Enya. And here we go. Look at us. We're filling in the New York Times crossword puzzle, and that is no mean feat on a Thursday. Thursdays are tricky, and there's a special trick to this one today. Alec Green says 64 is thy. Let's see. Illinois. Well, it's short for Illinois neighbor. So we want what we want is a state, an abbreviation of a state that's next to Illinois. So let's try something again. Christopher Reese says 12 down is Fosse, my favorite choreographer ever. Bob, who directed the 1966 musical Sweet Charity, is certainly Bob Fosse, and Pippin. Cindy Lou Wingert says MRI might be 19 across as well. Let's see. Let's do some crossings and see if that works out. To cover with graffiti, say, well, if we had an MRI, this would be an M, and I can't really think of a word that would describe covering with graffiti. So I'm going to take M out, and let's try this one. 1990s sitcom about a bookstore owner. Well, the only one I remember is Ellen. Ellen DeGeneres owned a bookstore in her sitcom. So we've got an E at this center letter. Kid's father. Now, again, we've got more wordplay here. Wesley Bell says kerosene is delicious too. Don't drink kerosene, Wesley. It's bad for you. A kid's father is not necessarily a human kid. It could be a goat kid. So in that case, the father would be a billy goat. And we have, at 19 across, something EL. So because we have this question mark, we know that this is not a doctor, this doc's image. The doc's image, e.g., would be a cell, because what we're really talking about here is an image of Doc the dwarf in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Billy Grant agrees with me and that 3 down is Billy, so we've got that. A kickoff, I'm going to say, is a debut. And everybody's agreeing with me on Billy. Jose Manuel Valdez says Billy. Sam Kammer says Billy. Lynn Riley says Billy. If I miss you, please do forgive me. The comments scroll by really quickly. And if I mispronounce your name, please forgive me. Let's see. Somebody suggests 32 is Stieg. 32 down is Stieg. Let's take a look at that. 32 down. Larson, who wrote The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Absolutely. Thank you. That's, whoops, Stieg Larsson. And Dennis Andreevich Grinko wants to know, will this turn into a Twitch chat? Unfortunately, no, Dennis. We are here on Facebook with the New York Times. Allegra Taylor, thank you for reminding me. I have been getting a lot of tweets about this today. The school whose mascot is Jumbo the Elephant. We have a lot of Tufts fans on Twitter. The school is Tufts University. And Stephen Grant says 4 down is Uzi, Mid-Eastern heat. Very good. The reason that is Mid-Eastern heat is because we have a question mark here, and it does not talk about how hot things are in the Middle East. The question mark means we want something that could be called heat that is from the Middle East. So heat is another word for a gun, and the guns made in the Middle East are the Uzis. Justin Luo says 33 is ohm. Let's go and find that. Volt per ampere. Absolutely. Thank you, Justin. People are, Daniel de la Huerta agrees that it's ohm. Amy Dreesen says 6 across is tisk. And the clue is for shame. Absolutely. And when there are quotes around it, if it's not the name of something, that means it's a verbalization. And the rule in crosswords is if it's a verbalization in the clue, it has to be a verbalization in the answer. So tusk is perfectly correct. Mike Hardy says 6 across is tut. Well, I think we put in tusk. Let's see if that's right. If it's not, we'll take it out and put in tut. 7 down, 7 down, juicy front page story. Don't have enough for that yet. I think this is a kit bag. Fill in the blanks tend to be the easiest ones because your brain is surprisingly good at filling in the information. 14 across, a Reuters competitor is UPI. And now we just have this part to fill in to finish this section. Let's see. Well, cover with graffiti say we only have 1 square left, so I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this. Or do I? We have a special puzzle today. Today's puzzle, and I'm going to spoil it for you guys, is a rebus puzzle. And a rebus means that you can put more than 1 letter in each square. You do that by using this rebus key over here. If you're in print, obviously you wouldn't do that. You would just write it very small. But the clue for this is bombing as a joke, and this one is cover with graffiti say. Now, if you cover something with graffiti, and everyone has a different opinion on this, but today's answer is deface. But we don't have enough squares for deface. So how are we going to do that? We're going to click on the rebus button, and that opens up a square where you can type whatever you want in there, up to a certain amount. I'm not quite sure how many letters, but let's put in the FA and then hit enter. And now we have deface. Going across, we have bombing as a joke, which I think is going to be falling flat. But again, we don't have enough squares. So we're going to hit the rebus again, and we're going to put in the LA for flat, hit enter to lock that square, and we have a rebus that says fa la. So here's where we pick up the tune, my friends. We have falling flat, but inside that we have fa la. And we're going to fa la our way through this entire puzzle, and by the time we finish, it could conceivably be Christmas. Let's see. Keegan Holden says, literally not enough space for deface. What's wrong with you people? Well, that's a very good question, Keegan, but I'm not going to answer that right now. I am going to tell you that we used the rebus key for deface and put it in there. That's what this is for. A rebus puzzle is one with an element where you write more than one letter in each square. And that could be a number, it could be a symbol. Rebus can be almost anything. It could be a picture. Today it's two words, fa and la. So, okay, Paul Algie says 7 down is splash, and we already have the la in there. A juicy front page story is indeed a splash. And we are almost done with this corner. Whoops is tans, remembering that if it's a plural clue, it has to be a plural answer. Drunks, the official drunk of the New York Times Crossword is sots. And Susan Rappe agrees with me. Margaret Lovelock says 7 is splash. Wesley Bose, absolutely. Yep, you got it. Keep going with us, man, because it's going to just get better. Let's see. Liz Sager says 29 across is clean. Let's take a look. Tidy oneself. Well, it definitely has enough letters for clean. Let's go this way and see if the letters match up. Sports org with pitching. I think that would be Major League Baseball, don't you? MLB. And remember, if you have an abbreviation in the clue, you need to have an abbreviation in the answer. But I'm not necessarily convinced of that, so let's move on. Lines on some maps, that's an abbreviation. Jen Burgess says 29 down is Major League Baseball. Okay, you know what? Let's put that in. We can always back out of it, and that's the nice thing about a crossword puzzle. You can always erase, you can always back out of it and put something else in. Lucas Ford agrees about Major League Baseball. David White agrees. E.M. Portale agrees. Elizabeth Snodgrass, you are way ahead of us, man. 24 across, she says, is fashion plate. Again, we don't have enough letters for that, so we're going to have to cram some of them into more than one square. Let's see where they belong. That's always been the hard part for me. I'm kind of rebus blind. I don't always recognize them when I see them. The clue is be successful, and I think that would be go far. So let's open up a rebus square, put in our fa, hit enter, and return, and there's go far. And now we can try to put in fashion plate or a trendy type. Fashion, and now here's where our la goes. We're going to hit rebus again, la, and T, oopsie, sorry, hit enter, T, and there we go, fashion plate. There's another fa la. Brandon Young, Major League Baseball, easy, let's go, that's right. 35 down, Liz Sager says, is use. Let's see. I will speak daggers to her, but use none. Correct. Love Hamlet. Ellen Friedman says 17 down is go far. That's right. We're on a bit of a lag here, but I may be a little bit ahead of you, but yes, we've already put that in. Penny Allison says 'tis the season. It certainly is. Leonardo Marcello says he loves money. You know what? I do too, Leonardo. Why don't you ask my boss to give me a raise? Carolyn Zazima says 25 down is Isles. Let's take a look at that. British Isles. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's put that, whoopsie. Let's put that one in. There you go. Let's see if we can take a look at this upper right-hand corner. It looks very interesting to me. Words to live by, I think, is a credo. That's what we have so far. Let's see. Bradley Schlesinger, and please forgive me for mispronouncing, wants to know if the rebus squares are the musical scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You know what? It's entirely possible. We're going to see. Tal Levitas says 21 across is pop-up. Windows that are usually closed. Oh, yes, because they're windows that are on the computer, pop-ups. There you go. And let's see. Which is a crone? Somebody had suggested that 10 down, Joe Sixpack is a regular guy. Yep, we've already got regular in there, and why not guy? Let's see. Crack. Parties hard in modern lingo, I think, is rages. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. So that if you're crack at something, you're adept at it. Kirk Van de Zen says crone. Yep, we've got that. Salem Vaught agrees that it's crone. A couple of other people do and agree with rages. Regular Joe, Amy Dreesen, I thank you for that contribution. I'm going to show you why it's regular guy as opposed to regular Joe. If you have Joe in the six-pack, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of six-packs right now. If you have Joe in the clue, you can't have Joe in the answer. So the nickname Joe Sixpack means regular guy. So that answers that. Mary Elizabeth says 28 across is swear. Say with a raised hand. Absolutely. I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's see what this one is. Word with trip or strip. Tal Levitas says it's power. I'm going to agree and put that one in. Look at us. We're almost halfway done already. Let's see if we can get this one. Came together. It's not allowed in many classrooms. I'm told that's gum. And what else? Everyone's agreeing that 28 across is swear. Peter G says 34 across is gum. Yes, Amy, it's because Joe is in the clue. That's correct. Christy McCoy says 21 down is power. We've got that. Thank you. Everyone's agreeing on power. Let's move this way and see to spoil or spoil. We're not sure. So what? Not sure what that is. You said it. I'm going to bet that that's amen. It could be wrong. We can always take it out. If you're going to put a guess, could you do me a favor, please, and put the number in as well, and whether it's across or down? It's very hard. If somebody says mix or met to me, I'm not really sure where it's supposed to go. Spoil, mar. To spoil something is to mar it. Let's see, what else have we got? Tidy oneself. Not really sure. 37 across, discriminatory part of post-Reconstruction legislation. Man, that's a long one. That's a mouthful. Not quite sure just yet. Biblical beast. Not quite sure. Claire Cote says 43 across is as yet. Let's see. To date. Yep. I would guess that's as yet. Thank you very much for that. John Zagar says 61 across is just a whole bunch of A's. I'm not sure that's correct, John, but thank you. Claudio Martino says 27 down is and. Let's see. So what? And that, you know what? That's entirely possible. Let's put that in and see if that's correct. 38 down. Dish in a tortilla. I know what this is. It's one of my favorite things to order in a Mexican restaurant. It's a fajita. But where are we going to put those first two letters? We're going to put them in a rebus square. Fa. Hit enter. Ita. Fajita. There we go. Let's see. Janet Hirschberg says 30 down is L-A-T. Let's see. Where are you? Lines on some maps. It could be latitude. It could be latitude. I doubt then that this is Major League Baseball, but you know what? It could be. Let's put in latitude and take out Major League Baseball because I have a feeling it's something else. Biblical beast. Not really sure. This one. You know what? I don't think this is LAT because I think I just figured out what 37 across is. Check this out. I think this is a grandfather clause, which was a discriminatory part of the legislation. There's your law. There we go. So that's grandfather clause. That's good, though, because now we have a hint as to what this stuff is. Liz Cogger asks a very good question. What is a rebus square? I explained that at the beginning, but a rebus square is any square where there might be something other than a single letter. So, for example, you could have a picture, you could have a number. Sometimes you have more than one letter in a square, like today's, where we have fa and la. In the theme entries, we have falling flat, and we have fa la in fashion plate, and we have fa la in grandfather clause. Six on Chen thinks that it might be PGA for the sports organization with pitching, because I guess there is pitching in PGA in some sort of golf game. Let's see. A biblical beast, you know what, that makes a lot of sense to me, and I'll tell you why. I think the biblical beast is an ass. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking against the Bible, they refer to an ass in the Bible a lot. I'm going to put in P for PGA. Lines on some maps, not really sure what that is yet. 1969 film whose working title was The Loners. Not sure about that yet. Christy McCoy says 47 across is abs. Wow, we are certainly ab crazy today, aren't we? Chippendales dancers have nice ones. They certainly do. Abs, and let's see if we can get the down from there. Safe spaces. I'm not really sure what that would be. Let's see. Penny Allison says 41 is asp. Well, you know what? Biblical beast, I don't know if it's asp. It could be. It could be. I'm not really sure what this is yet. If anybody knows the answer to 29 across, tidy oneself, please pitch in, because we're still not sure what this area is. That hurts. Not sure what that is. Elmira Kuznetsova says 31 down is Easy Rider. The loners. You know what? That makes a lot of sense to me. So let's see. Easy Rider. There we go. Oh, I've got it. To tidy oneself is to preen. There you go. So it's preen, and the lines on some maps are railroads, remembering that it's an abbreviation, and the biblical beast is an ass. 44 across, that hurts is probably Yowie. Jocelyn Nelson, I'm sorry. I'm looking back and forth. I know you're all saying preen. I missed it. Vicky Argawai says 28 is cross. Let's see. Actually, we have swear. Heather Romero agrees that it's preen. A lot of people are agreeing that it's preen. I'm sorry it took me so long to get that. And yes, RRS, railroad lines on a map. Adam Headley agrees that 44 across is Yowie. And Yanis Mazuz says 63 across is glass. Let's see. I doubt it's going to be glass only because we have this E here. And also the clue is blank paper, which is an abrasive. And the only abrasive paper I know of, honestly, is emery, as in what's wrapped around an emery board. So I'm going to throw that one in there. Let's see what else we've got here. Like bon mots. And bon mots is French for good words. I'm going to say those are witty. Rachel Agnello says 50 down should be Sami, home of the Sami in the Sami language. 50 down. Let's see. Home to the Sami people. Well, yeah, except that that's not the name of their home. I have a feeling that that's going to run into one of the rebuses that is going to appear here, but we'll get to that. People are agreeing that it's Emery. Lauren Jacques says 60 across is Godot, as in waiting for Godot. Title character who never appears. Absolutely, waiting for Godot. And people are agreeing with witty. Rahul Kuranas thinks the abrasive paper is sandpaper, but the thing is we have 5 squares there, so we need something that can go in there, and the answer actually is emery. A lot of people are agreeing with witty. Matthew Grantham says 51 down is salad. Let's see what we can do. Green sides. Could be salad, but here's the problem. We only have room for salad. Oh, well, you know what? We might actually have room for salads because we are going to have a rebus thing there. Let's give it a try. S-A-L-A, there's your rebus square, salads. Let's give that a try. Let's see if we can finish up in this corner over here. Summoned. Well, that's a past tense with a D, so I'm going to throw a D in there because I have a feeling they're going to match up. Tense in the clue has to match tense in the answer. Bolt. Not really sure what that one is yet. Claudia Martino is guessing that the rebus square is deck the halls, and the crossword looks like a snowflake. You know, it sort of does. I never noticed that. I don't think it's going to be deck the halls. I don't think it's going to be the musical scale, but we'll see. And it's going to take a long time to type in, so please be patient. Bygone record label is Arista Records. And let's see, 49 down. Factor in a wine rating. Well, that's got to be aroma. Nancy Reese says 48 down is paged. Summoned, yeah, I think that's correct. Thank you. So now we have a problem here. We have short-stemmed vessel, which some of you have already guessed is parfait glass, but we've got to cram those letters in here. So once again, we're going to write fa for parfait. And we are going to click the rebus button again and put in la and hit enter for glass. And we have parfait glass. Let's finish this up. Bolt, and to some degree we have of a, I guess that's going to be sort, which would go with bolt for dart. And we're almost done here, you guys. Stay with me. 50 down is home to the Sami people. Now, somebody asked about that before. We already have LA, and the Sami people happen to live in Lapland. So we're going to try to fit that all into this 5-letter slot. We've got LAP, I think we're going to need another rebus square here. L-A-N-D, Lapland, home to the Sami people. A lot of you are agreeing on parfait glass, and Kate Snyder says, yep, Lapland, absolutely. Good job, Kate. Rachel Agnello agrees. A lot of people are agreeing on Lapland and Dart. Patricia Williams says 68 across is IND, the abbreviation for Indiana. Let's take a look at that. 68 across. 60, well, hold on. Lines and some maps. Oh, 64 across, I'm sorry. Indiana is the abbreviation, and then IND is the abbreviation for Indiana, and we've got that as a neighbor to Illinois, correct? Let's see, we've got lines on some maps. I'm going to say that's got to be Rhodes, the abbreviation. Kirk Van de Zan says 61 down is fair. Let's see, middling. Yep, I would say that's correct, but we need some more room, so we're going to open up that rebus square again, and we're going to say fa and IR, and there's fair. So we're almost done. Okay, we're almost done. So far we've got fa la la, and the clue is Christmas time refrain. Is worth doing, not too sure. Zhao Wang says 67 across is radius. Well, it stands for roads, but yes, it is RDS. Thank you for that. Elmira Kuznetsova says 47 down is asyla. Safe spaces, yeah, the plural of asylum is asyla, so we're going to put that in. That's probably a plural you'll only see in crossword puzzles, but that's okay. Window coverings, let's see, is worth doing. I'm going to put an S there, pays, it pays to do something. And window coverings, I'm going to bet that we've got another la here. I don't know how I predicted that, but I am. S-L-A-T-S, slats. Allegra Taylor, you've got it. And Mark Florence wants to know what the heck is fa la 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 la. Everybody starts singing, 'tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Correct. That's it. Let's open this up and fill in all these rebi, shall we? La. La. There we go. You see all those laws? Fa la 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 la. Now we have one more corner, you guys. Let's give it a strong finish. Escapade is a lark. 53 down, British Protectorate until 1957. Let's see. Sarah Lechner says 65 across is tryst. Plot feature of Shakespeare's Troilus and Cressida is absolutely a tryst. That was a hot one. And the Protectorate is Malaya. Let's see. Oops, look at that. I made a mistake. Whatever shall we do? Well, you know what? We'll just write over it. La. There you go. To tell is to relate. And we're almost done, you guys. Hang in there. Let's see. Leah Booth says 54 down is at last. Finally. And finally, we've finished the Thursday puzzle, you guys. You did great today. I am so impressed. If you've never seen a rebus before, they do pop up from time to time, so you have to be tricky. The trick that I find, since I don't see them well, is if I find that I am getting angry with the puzzle after a certain amount of time passes, then it's probably a rebus. If I'm cursing at the puzzle, it's probably a rebus because I don't get anywhere. And once I decide that it's a rebus, the puzzle solves a lot more easily. And William Griswold, I am so glad that you had fun. Join us every Thursday. And please, next week, December 22nd, is going to be a very special live solve. I hope you come and join us. December 18th, the New York Times is releasing in the print-only edition a special puzzle insert with 33 puzzles, including a 50 by 50 mega crossword. And William Griswold, you don't have to sign up for this. Just show up every Thursday at around 1 o'clock, and I'm here solving the puzzle, just you, me, and the internet. Anyway, December 18th, we're releasing a beautiful Puzzle Mania special print-only insert as a gift to print subscribers. And I am going to be solving one of those puzzles, a special Scandinavian crossword, live without a net here next Thursday, December 22nd on Facebook Live here on the New York Times page. So I hope you'll join us because it's something that most people have never seen before unless you've lived in Scandinavian countries or Eastern Europe. Amy, I'm so glad you love the live puzzle. I love solving it with you guys. Sakari Selva, in this puzzle, yes, they did solve fa, and they did all follow the pattern fa and la, but in a general rebus puzzle, it can be anything. It could be a picture, a photo, it could be a group of letters. Linda Hahn, yes, 50 by 50. The mega crossword in the special print insert is going to be the biggest crossword that the New York Times has ever published, and let me tell you, it is a big one. Shubin Chanda, thank you. I don't think of myself as a good singer, but I'm glad you enjoy it. Susan Reppy, I understand that the numbers are a little small, and I'm sorry about that. You can stretch, if you're on an iPhone, try holding it sideways in landscape. I understand that the puzzle looks a little bigger that way. Anyway, listen, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Please tune in next week when I solve a special Scandinavian crossword from the Puzzle Mania print puzzle insert. And if you want a copy of it, go and buy a print copy of the New York Times. Check out your newsstand, check out Starbucks, check out your local bookstores or chain drugstores, and get a copy of the print Sunday, December 18th New York Times. You're going to love this. Everyone have a great afternoon, and I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me.